Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today I have a very special unboxing. Now I've kind of seen this a little bit before, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. What we're doing today, I was up in Dallas and I happened to go into the Blade Bar because I was looking for a giveaway knife for Monday night live stream. And while I was in there, I was talking to the guys. I met them at the Texas Blade Show and they said, hey, I remember you. There's a cool knife that's an exclusive with us. We would love for you to check it out. So it's the Blade Bar. If you're not familiar with them, go check them out. A really cool place. I definitely do recommend them. I get nothing out of this. I just get to check out the knife. I got to ship it back to them, right? Unless I buy the knife at full price, which isn't tempting, I will tell you after I show you this. But this is a cool little cool place to go check out. Definitely recommend you checking out the Blade Bar if you haven't had a chance. Let's get into the knife. So the knife is a design by Jerry Moen. Or Moen Designs, Moen Designs MD, you can see where that is. This is the first production of a knife called the Mongoose FL. All right, so Mongoose FL, carbon fiber, TI bead blasted, M390 belt satin. So let's take a look at this. He had actually come out with another knife that I had seen. It wasn't quite as appealing to me. I know some people may have liked it, but this one really stuck out to me. All right. And so when I got a chance to get it in hand, I was like, what? So let's take a look at this. So again, this is the Mongoose FL. So first of all, beautiful carbon fiber. You can see the beautiful seamless carbon fiber. And if you're familiar, this should remind you of something immediately. And it does me. It looks like a Riot OEM, right? And it is. Riot did OEM this. And so it's not cheap, but it's pretty cool. Now it's kind of it's a thicker knife. It is contoured really nicely. It's nice and rounded here. This clip works really well, and then it's nice and rounded, no sharp points as well. It's got a nice flipper, a little hook up there, but it does work really well. No sharp points up here as well. So let's go ahead and flip this open. This interesting drop point, almost spear point looking, right? It's so, is it a drop point? Is it a spear point? I mean, technically, it really looks like a spear point to me, right? You could call it maybe a drop point, I don't know, but it's pretty close. Now it's got a nice swedge on here. It's not a full flat grind, comes up pretty high, but it comes to a pretty thin edge. It's pretty sharp, nice long blade. I mean, we're looking at about a 3.5-inch blade. Overall, we're looking at a knife that's, it's over an 8-inch knife, 8.25 inch, right? So it is a bolstered frame lock, which is really, really cool. And that really gets hidden in there well. And you can see it's a little cutout here, a little chamfering there. It's pretty comfortable. Now, this is a pretty strong detent, I will tell you. If I were to buy this knife, I would probably tune this. Now, there's a couple things about this knife. All right, first of all, it doesn't have caged bearings. It has free-floating bearings in there. So when you take something like this apart, you got to be careful. If you've not done that before, I've taken my Arno Bernard first gen apart. You just got to keep an eye and make sure you have a mat where you keep an eye on all your caged bearings. And I could always order some Skiff replacements, which I may once I find out what size they are. But it does have a lanyard loop back here. It's nice and rounded all the way across. It does have a little trigger point for a choke-up position, which does work. You got to be careful, though. It does come to a sharp edge, but you could use it. Right now, I have large hands. Definitely got extra room for the large hands. So extra large, double extra large hands, and if you choke up, you even got more room. Works in a trigger. You can do a pinch grip. It's a long blade, so it's not a short one, right? The action is pretty nice. I do like that. Now, I haven't oiled it or anything like that. It's technically, it's a demo, right? So I can't really do anything to it. But if you go about right here, that's the double clutch right there. And so that's definitely, you can catch it right there, and then you can have that nice drop shut, right? Definitely pretty stinking cool, I think. I like the flipping action on here. Now, the cool thing is, if I were to tune this, I can do it now on, I can middle finger reverse flick it, even with that super strong detent. Now, if you love strong detents and you're into just flippers only, you're gonna love this, right? It's gonna be great. But if you like to have multiple, let me do it again, multiple flicking ability, like middle finger reverse flick, I like that a lot. And being that it's bolstered, I was able to do it earlier. Let's see, can I still do it? Yeah, it's a strong detent. So let's listen to that detent. Let's hear it click. All right, ready? Nice clickety click. Let's do that one more time. Pretty strong detent, right? Beautifully dead nut centered, full blade to handle ratio right there. Definitely covered in there, really, really nice and tight. I do like that. It's a little sharp there, but you know what? That's not a sharpness that gets at you. It doesn't get you, right? If you can even do a nice push cut with this knife. You can do a nice pull cut with this knife, especially if you're cutting through wood, plastic, cardboard, leather, you know, whatever you're doing. The flipper is really nice. The flipper has a nice, I would say, light switch is really the ideal. Now, could you button press this? Let's see. You could. It's not as comfortable. I mean, it does definitely work. Yeah, it does work. I mean, hey, to me, it's like the flipper is really the ideal. And I think once you know, if I don't know, I'm really torn about this knife. I really want to buy it. The other thing is, if I don't buy it, then I might see if there's a couple other knife channels that might want to review it. A couple that I spoke to them about that they would be cool with them checking out. So it's really up to the Blade Bar, right? You know, this is an exclusive from them. This is not an inexpensive knife. I think it's like, is it $350 or $325 or somewhere around there. It's in the threes, over $300, and it's well made. You can definitely tell it's Riot. It's very, very, very nicely done. There is no weight relief in there, but that's because there's carbon fiber inlay. This beautiful carbon fiber, which is beautifully transitioned. When I looked at this, it was really, really high quality twill pattern. They also had a shredded carbon fiber one. That was cool too, but this one just looked, I don't know, it just looked a little nicer to me. You might like shredded carbon fiber. I think they had some fat carbon ones as well, and they had a micarta version. So really, really cool. M390 blade steel. You have the MD design. Now the thing is, it's pretty thin, and it might remind you a little bit of the Brian Brown design, where he had his, what is it, not the Jaeger, but before that, I had a Raptor, the Raptor version 3, I think it was. It was super thin, but it was thin on the side. This has some width with the contour that even though it's very thin there, you get a nice presentation on it. You really do. You get a nice solid presentation. My finger can't get all the way around. If you have bigger hands, you definitely are solid in there. And this little part right here does dig in. There's no hot spots. When I squeeze on that, it goes nice into the crevice there of the hand. I like that a lot. And it's very smooth, very, very, very smooth. I will tell you that. Yeah, for sure. Definitely would love to tune this and maybe buy this knife for sure. So that's just, I will tell you that much. Really cool little knife. I'm still up in the air. Man, if I buy it though, and then I have to lend it out to other people to check out, right? But I think it's a really cool design. I really do. The Blade Bar is definitely, they are the exclusive dealer for the for Moen Designs by Jerry Moen and Moen Designs. I'll definitely have a link down below if he has a YouTube channel, or maybe even a link to his Facebook or Instagram page, right? Sorry, I don't do Facebook, so Instagram page. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, I love the satin finish right on here. You got two different tones, really nicely done. It is a pretty sharp blade. This is a very useful blade. Comes to a nice strong tip there. You can see that. Definitely to get into dog food, cat food, mulch, fertilizer. Really very useful. I like that a lot. Yeah, this is very, very cool. I think it'd be really, really cool. So let's do a little zoom in so you guys can take a look at this blade. So let's look at that with that nice minimalistic, billboarding there. Just a little MD, very, very, very subtle. I like that. And here's the beautiful carbon fiber handle. It's not a captive pivot, so just keep that in mind. But they're all T8s, which I think is pretty stinking cool. Let's look at the other side here. Nice clip. You can look at that. This works really well in and out of the pocket. I did test that. Bolstered lock. You can see that. Nice in there as well. I like the design on the pivot as well. And there's the blade. You can see that M390. Really nice flat grind right there. Right? And it does have that nice curved shape there, which is really comfortable. So when you choke up, you're not getting pinched when it's like 90 degrees. Sorry, 90 degrees right there. I don't like that. I've had a couple of knives I've handled, and when it's 90 degrees, it really pinches. It's very uncomfortable, especially if you're doing a hard push. That's not comfortable. You want that to kind of fit there. And that to me is really important, right? So, oops, I'm supposed to go out all the way. There we go. So let's take a look at that. Get a nice close up here. You can see that beautiful carbon fiber and the satin finish there. I think that's just pretty stinking cool. Right? Now let's look at the back with the clip. The clip looks big, but it works. It works. I don't know if you can see that. It works really well. Nice full back spacer with a little lanyard pin there, so definitely works there as well. No jimping on top. It's wide enough. You can get a good presentation. I don't feel like you're gonna slip. This is gonna hold you well there, so it works well. I like that. Personally, I think that's pretty stinking nice. But you know, it could be up to you guys. What do you think? All right, so this is the Mongoose FL. It is the first production run of this one. I think it's pretty nice. There's a lot of positives here. It feels really comfortable in hand. Blades in there nice and centered, right? No pivot play, no detent lash. That's all really good. The flip action is really nice. I like that. It feels thick, but it's, you know, this is the carbon fiber inlaid, so it's thick here, but it's milled in, so that does a lot of weight relief. Let's see, where's the center of the blade? We're about right. Probably about right there. So, you know, it does have a lot of weight back here. Could that be made lighter? Sure. It does have a hidden hardware for the screw there, which I think is pretty cool. It does have 2 screws that go in there as well. So that's kind of cool. Yeah. That's what also keeps, I believe, the carbon fiber in place. So very cool. And I do believe the carbon fiber must come out because that's what these screws have to be to hold it in place, right? I think it's cool. It's very smooth. Now put it in. If I can get a little oil in there, I think it would be so much nicer. But again, like I said, I am just getting a chance to review this, so I can't do that unless I buy it. And I am really tempted to buy it because I like the feel of this knife. It feels pretty good in hand. It really does. Yeah, very cool. It's a unique design. It really is. It's a very, very unique design. And I love, there's a lot of little aesthetics that they took care of. A lot of roundedness things here. This is rounded. Those aren't sharp corners. And so when it's wide and broad and I'm gripping, this is not digging in or cutting into my hand. That's really important. I've had some knives that are pretty robust, right? And these edges are kind of sharp, and it makes a big difference when you're squeezing. You don't want that edge, especially if it's rubbing back and forth. After a while, that'll start to blister, and it can even start to, depending on how hard of work you're doing, cut into your hand. And this has a very ergonomic, very comfortable feel to it. Just feels really solid in hand. It's solid in there. Yeah, really is. And that's a nice, strong frame lock. It does have a steel bar insert. I don't know if there's an over travel stop. You wouldn't need it, but let's see. Definitely steel bar insert. If there's a travel overstop, there is a travel overstop, but you don't really need it because you've got the bolstered carbon fiber. But I guess that's good, so you're not pushing for some crazy reason against the carbon fiber and crack it, right? I mean, I guess theoretically you could do that. That'd be really take a massive amount of work. But that flipper is really nice. So let's listen to that again. One more time. Look at this. Just solid. Okay, so let's do it one more time here. Ready? Really, really nice. Now I really got to put a little bit of oil in there. I just feel like this is going to be night and day. Just a touch of oil. Even if I don't buy this knife, it's begging for some oil, and it really needs just a touch. And I feel like I just got to get some in there. All right. So I got some in there. Let's work that in. All right, wipe that up. Now I'm going to put a little on the lock bar right there. Just a drop, because it just feels like it needs a little bit. I don't know. I think it's going to be night and day. Just a small drop. There we go. Oh yeah, there we go. Look at that. Nice, nice. Oh yeah, okay. So to me, you know, I hope they're okay with that. Even if I don't buy this, it just makes this knife so much more enjoyable. Just a little touch of oil in there, right? You know, sometimes that's just all it takes. But now look at this. Beautiful drop action. Yeah, the detent ball can move across there really well. Let's listen to that now. Still clicky, right? Still nice and solid. No detent lash in there. Still nice and flippy, or it actuates really well. It's got some nice action. I mean, I'd still tune this. Still debating whether I should buy this. It's one of those that I almost bought when I was there, but you know, they asked me to review it to get the word out because, you know, they're an exclusive dealer and they really would like people to get a chance to check it out. And I will say, every time somebody gets their hand on there, they say that, you know, they've had some pretty good success. People seem to like it. And I got to tell you, I understand why. I do. Having had my hand on this thing, I did like it immediately. It felt right in the hand. The ergos felt really good. You know, you get some knives, you get in your hand and you're like, oh yeah. I mean, like the baby banter. I heard about it. Once you get it in, you're like, okay, all right, that works. That works. You know, even the shaman. I have a shaman right here. Once I got that in the hand, I mean, that feels really good. It works really, really well, right? So there you go. That's another one of those knives that seem to work very well in the hand. And this seems to do the same. Yeah, very, very cool knife. This is designed by Jerry Moen, and it's Moen Designs. This is the first production run of the Mongoose FL. Definitely recommend to check it out. Go check out Blade Bar. They do carry this. You can get it there. I think Knife Center or Blade HQ might have a few of these as well. They might be selling, which I think is pretty cool. You might be able to get some over there. I don't remember exactly the price. Was it like $350 or a little more, a little less? I'm guessing it's around there. Might be a little less, might be a little more. I don't exactly remember, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It feels like a really well made knife that, you know, up there like sharp by design. It's got a nice, lot of attention to little details that are nice. The only thing that bums me, it's not a captive pivot. It makes me worried, right? You know, Riot tends to have a habit of really overlocking these pivots. And I sure hope that's not the case, right? I really would hate to see that happen. That's my only concern, because I would like to tune this because it feels just a little bit strong right there. I'd like to get that just a little bit. It doesn't have to be much. Just it needs ever so slightly so that when you unlock this, it's not as hard, right? But man, that action's still pretty nice right now. Yeah, look at that. Really cool. All right. So that is the Mongoose FL by Moen Designs. Definitely want to check it out at the Blade Bar, and I'll try to have a link for it down below in the description. But really cool. I was really excited. You know, it was one of those things where you go in there and the guy's like, "Hey, you're Rob's Nerdy Knives." I'm like, "Yeah, hey, I remember talking to you guys at Texas Blade Show. Really cool guys." And they said, "We have a knife we'd like for you to check out." And I'm like, "Yeah, I would love to do that." And when I got it in hand, I was like, yeah, I would like to check this out. I really would. This is a cool knife. I see why. I see why. So first impressions are really good. We'll handle it a little bit. We'll get a better feel for it. We'll do a full review on this, and then we'll do some measurements in the full review and kind of get the details. But so far, first impression, this is not a review, it's first impression is really good. Really good. It was really good there. It's really good here again. And you didn't get my absolute first impression because, you know, they showed it to me there at the store. But I will tell you, put a little oil in there and that thing is just sweet as can be, right? So really nice. Love the details on here. Just really, really nice. Good shape, good ergonomics. So yeah, hey, if you have any questions for me, let me know down in the details below. In the comments, I'd love to hear from you about the channel, about the knife, the review, let me know. Also, if you found this content fun, interesting, or worthwhile, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, would you please consider hitting the subscribe button? Subscribing and liking the videos really helps out the channel. Lets the channel grow, produce more content, do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you. Thank you to all of you guys who watch the videos, who like the videos. I really appreciate you guys. I really do. And if you haven't already, hit that notification button down below so you can be notified of future content. And to all my channel members, thank you. I so appreciate you. Those of you who joined at the very beginning, who joined along the way, and who recently joined, I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you. If you didn't know, a small way for me to say thank you, because we have a lot of channel members joining, and it's very humbling. I'm very honored by it. I do a really nice exclusive members giveaway once a month. All right. So there's a once a month members giveaway. And if you just became a member or you've been a member for a while and you haven't emailed me and you're still a member, email me with your name and address. I'd like to send you a sticker. It's a small way for me to say thank you. Thank you to all you awesome people out there. If you become like a Uber nerd, you get a special super Uber sticker. So, you know, and there's extra content. You get some exclusive content, some other things. If there's ever knife sales, there's some, you know, benefits there as well. So, you know, it's my way to say thank you. I'm not trying to bribe you. But you know, if it interests you enough and you want to become a member, I would be honored. I would be honored. But please, please, please don't feel like I'm twisting your arm. I appreciate you just hanging out, watching the videos, commenting, being on the live streams. That means so much to me. So I just want you to know that I appreciate you. No matter what you want to do and can do, I appreciate you. So thank you to every one of you guys out there. If you haven't already, check me out over on Instagram as well at Robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at Robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching today. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.